Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Okay, we're going to start out by talking about Oscar Isaac.
He's going to be at Celebration in 2 weeks,
No, and
right?
that's why I'm super disappointed in him.
Ooh,
I'm very disappointed in you, Oscar Isaac.
giving him a stern talking to.
He deserves a stern talking to. We're 2 weeks away from Star Wars Celebration, and he had this meet and greet.
He had a whole panel, didn't he?
We're getting to things one day at a time.
Okay,
Can we get to things one day at a time?
A meet and greet with Oscar Isaac.
Yes, there was a meet and greet. They have to now issue all these refunds for the signature selling and the picture taking with Oscar Isaac. That stinks.
Sure, if you were very excited to meet Poe Dameron, yeah.
Yeah. What if you wanted to meet him because you like some of the other stuff he's in too?
Yeah, he's been in some other really good movies,
Exactly.
actually. Like some
So-
really good stuff.
You could be bringing something that's not Star Wars to have him sign if you really
In
wanted.
fact, Star Wars is like his worst movies.
But apparently he canceled all of this because he has a change in his production schedule.
Well, did he say where he's going to be
No.
instead? Oh, so he's going to be in his couch at home. I mean, at a studio recording or filming.
Yes, his couch at home because he doesn't get a second home anymore.
Well, that's right.
We're taking his second. No.
Yes, no second house for you, Oscar
Well, what's
Isaac.
silly is I just feel like this is too much of a coincidence. We had that whole thing with John Boyega just recently where he made some comments that upset a lot of fans.
Yeah, some questionable comments about who's to blame for the sequel trilogy.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, I have some production conflicts. I can't come to Celebration anymore. Yeah, I know there's only 2 weeks till the thing.
You would think you would have known ahead of time that there would have been. I mean, it does seem
Not
rather
to
odd
mention
that 2
if
weeks beforehand, though.
His producers would also know that he's going to this. I'm sure he had to tell
Yeah.
people.
I'm sure this has been scheduled for a while. I mean, I know it's been scheduled for a while.
Oscar just calling sick.
That's what you do.
Excuse me, boss. I'm feeling a
Yeah.
little under the weather today. Don't check Star Wars Celebration. I totally won't be there.
Yeah. I wonder what the deal is with that. I mean, is it some kind of weird last minute conflict of schedules? I mean, it probably
or
is.
conflict of interest.
Or does he just not want to do it? I don't know. He doesn't want that second house because now we have to extrapolate further and ask because the joke is if you don't know what we're talking about with the second house, he said this was years ago at this point. He was asked if he would ever return to Star Wars, and he said only if I need a second house. In other words, just for the money of it someday. If I'm
Not
bored.
because he enjoyed it or Star
Yeah,
Wars.
it was a funny answer. I'll give him that, but it wasn't the answer I don't think you're looking for if you're a fan of his and want to see him back. And
Do you think when he told Disney and stuff that he wasn't coming, he made a couple mom jokes?
maybe
Why not?
he
right?
is infamous in my book for the only mom joke to ever be told in Star Wars.
Unnecessary.
So again, extrapolating further, do we think he because he was going to have a whole panel, which I know
let's
you were
talk
about to get. Okay,
let's
okay.
talk about the panel.
Sure.
This panel, he was the sole guest at a
Yeah.
panel titled "A Conversation with Oscar Isaac."
Well, you could fill in about anybody for that panel. It's flexible, right?
This was in honor of the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens.
Yeah, just stick anybody in there.
It was the only panel for the 10-year anniversary of Force Awakens. This was it. There was nothing else in honor of this 10-year anniversary except this Conversations with Oscar Isaac panel.
You would think Daisy Ridley would be there with the movie and all.
Well, she might be
wink.
there, but she didn't have a panel.
Yeah, but I mean...
They might celebrate another way, but there's no specific panel.
Yeah.
This was the only one that the only person who's there for the sequel trilogy was him.
Interesting.
Wouldn't it be funny if John Boyega showed
Oh my goodness, takes his spot.
No, the spot's actually already been filled.
Oh, who?
The panel is now called Stars of Star Wars.
Okay. Very generic title.
Harris Syndulla, Vanessa
I thought you were going to
Marshall,
say Harrison Ford. I'm like,
is going to host a panel of conversations with fellow franchise actors Mad Mikkelsen, Manny Giacchino, and Sam Witwer.
So just a bunch of
I think
randos.
that's a better panel.
I mean, Sam Witwer, I would take over.
Mads?
No,
I would just want to talk about Hannibal.
I would, if there is one guy in Star Wars I could just sit down and hang out with for the day or whatever.
Oh, Beast Witwer, I know.
It would absolutely be.
I know, you and Witwer would probably have so much to talk about.
I think he would be my new best friend. Yeah, I think him and I would get along very well because he's got that fire, that bat. I'm sure
I know. You and him have a very deep love of Star Wars. I think you would connect and you'd probably be really good friends.
I think so. I honestly think so because he's around my age too. He's a little older.
Be great.
Yeah.
But I would like to sit down and talk to Mads Mikkelsen because I've admired him across multiple medias.
Should I be worried?
Well, I fell in love with him when he did Hannibal.
Yeah, when he was eating people. You're such a twisted person sometimes.
No, the show was psychologically fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
And his acting in it was phenomenal.
I actually saw
And then he played Caecilius in Marvel's Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Which I thought, again, he was a very fun character in a way. So, yeah. And then he's in Star Wars too, so trifecta.
Yeah, I have nothing against. I like him. Yeah. Not as much as you do. But...
And if I was talking to Manny, I'd probably also have to bring up his character in From the Good Place.
Yeah, I never seen that. But Manny had one of the few good characters in the show. Just very few. You know, a character can be good and everything around them can be bad.
I would really be interested having Sam Witwer sitting next to an Acolyte star because I wonder what his feelings, like his honest feelings on the show are.
I want Sam Witwer unplugged about the Acolyte, where no, like Disney and Lucasfilm can't retaliate against him for saying.
Just want to see his facial expressions when anyone asks him a question about the Acolyte. Will he like start chuckling? Will his face give anything away? What is his reaction to them asking about the Acolyte or going, can we have a season 2? We loved you in that show. And he's like,
yeah. Because if you've heard him, he's very political about his answers a lot of the time when he's talking about things he doesn't like. Because he has talked about Luke in The Last Jedi and very gently said that probably wasn't a good version of Luke Skywalker. But he doesn't like get mad and angry. He reminds me of myself. Like you don't have to like get angry at other people for liking something, but you can disagree with them certainly.
Plus, one thing I've never looked into is how big of a fan Mads Mikkelsen is.
Is
he a huge Star Wars fan, or was he really just grabbed because of his acting chops?
I mean, probably his chops. I'm not saying he's not a fan, but I think most of the time when they say they're Star Wars fans, there's Star Wars fans, and then there's like, oh yeah, I've seen the movies.
Because you'd expect anyone that's going to be on one of these Q&A type panels, they should know their stuff. I just think that Sam Witwer's probably like the fountain of knowledge up there, and I'm curious where the knowledge of the other three are. I mean, you've got Rebels, Hera, you've got Mads, who I'm not sure.
It's a weird collection.
It is a very odd collection across different mediums, even.
And it was supposed to be Oscar. Yeah, it is. It's across all of the mediums, basically.
Both of them.
Yeah, both I mean, Sam Witwer's tapped into pretty much everything.
All right, should we move on to new this weekend? Star Wars, etc. Monday, today, we are officially 2 weeks out. 2 weeks
we're counting
out.
Down. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I was going
It'll be fun next week.
Yes.
Andor season 2. Tuesday, we have Daredevil, Born Again, episode 8, 8 p.m. Central Time. Episode 8, 2 to go.
Yeah.
We'll see how this finishes out.
Until it starts again. Because this is like part 1 of 2.
Till it's born again.
Oh, God, I walked into that one.
Wednesday, we have comic books. We have Star Wars Jedi Knights #2. I haven't read the series personally myself, but I have heard a lot of comments that it reminds people of old EU lore.
Oh, I haven't read the first one yet.
More legendsy types.
I'll check out the first one
to
then,
it.
Before.
Obviously, this is canon.
Yeah. Well, the EU is kind of canon too, in our hearts and minds and in our souls.
And then on Thursday, we have voice chat at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's really all that's going on. Voice chat's obviously going to be another good time, another Daredevil discussion. We'll see if Andor gives us any more tidbits, trailers, whatnot. Maybe they'll.
It is Monday.
It could give us anything.
Seems like pretty much every Monday we've gotten something.
It's only been like one Monday.
It was the one where you mentioned it the first
time. It was one Monday that we didn't get anything since the trailer dropped.
Yeah.
We'll see. We shall see.
We shall see. But for now, that's all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news or ramblings. It was a lot of rambling today. Sorry about that.
You're a rambler.
I know.
It's not rambling. It's opinions.
No, it's rambling.
Thoughts.
I think it's just
deep
rambling.
Thought that we're having a conversation with people who are listening.
Yes. It's with everybody.
Yeah. So it's not a ramble.
Well, kind of.
No, it's the news.
It is. I'm sorry. I'm stealing your thunder with my lightning takes.
Oh, yeah. You're so lame.
Yes. Well, I think that's all we got for you this time. Thanks for watching.